Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Wednesday, and all of our guests today, including John Shannon, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. Feb 1, that's Saturday, right?
Oh.
Able Auctions will sell over 200 brand new appliances, 60 high-end stainless steel fridges, 20 gas designers, stoves, 40 pizza ovens, patio heaters, fire tables, all kinds of patio furniture. Everything sold to the highest bidder on Saturday, February 1st. For more information, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca, A-B-L-E auctions.ca. As we bring in from the 100% Hockey Podcast, NHL Analyst John Shannon. John, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Good. I need a new patio heater. I might have to go online on Saturday.
Jeremy.
Wow.
Yeah?
Jeremy.
I'll see what I can do for you. I'll talk to Jeremy Dodd.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a little concerned, between you and Ryan, we might need a timeout or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ryan's losing all his time, pointing fingers at you guys.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, boy. I've never seen guys in Vancouver argue before.
Well, apparently there's a couple of guys in the Canuck dressing room are arguing. Have you ever seen anything like this, John? Like to this level, and it's gotten so public?
The public part's the aspect that fascinates me. I think the closest thing in the last decade would probably be what happened in Winnipeg with Blake Wheeler and Patrick Laine. We saw it before in Winnipeg when Evander Kane was there as well. So there have been occurrences, but nothing quite as public as this situation. It is a bit of a soap opera, that's for sure.
Yeah, people have brought up Ottawa a couple of years ago as well with Hoffman and Carlson, which got public and everybody ended up leaving. Hey,
that's fair.
John, Jim Rutherford, any idea what he was thinking, agreeing to do that article, that interview with Gary Mason?
I don't think Jim Rutherford does anything without intent. He wants news out there that he thinks will help himself, help Patrick, help the Canucks do the job of getting this team to the playoffs. He's very pragmatic that way, Donnie. When I read it, I had a little wry smile on my face to say, good for Gary to get the story, but Jim is only saying things he wants people to know. And the next few steps are the things that have all of us guessing, but I think Jim certainly has something in mind that he wants to occur.
But John, you know Jim. I mean, where's his patience level right now? Because clearly he can't get the deals done because the offers aren't good. So he's kind of stuck. But he said he's not going to make a bad deal. He's not going to make a bad deal. He's not going to rush into a bad deal, and he never does that. But, I mean, where's his patience level? This has been going on for quite some time. This didn't start yesterday. This started in the Travis Green era, between these two players.
It's funny you say that, Rick, because any people we talk to that have been with the organization since the days of Jim and Travis, and the acquisition and the drafting of both of the players, through Bruce's time there, you get the same story. He said, "Oh yeah, we knew about it, we lived with it," but it obviously is worse than ever, and at this point. And the one message I think you got out of the Rutherford interview yesterday was it's irreparable. And that patience that I think that this management team had, they tried to do everything. I mean, remember early in December where JT was still away from the club, but there was lots of rumors about JT being traded, and Jim coming out with Patrick Johnson and saying, you know what, we're not trading JT Miller. We don't have a problem here that we can't fix internally.
Yep.
And obviously here we are on the last few days of January, and they truly feel that they can't fix it. And the frustration for it is that they have probably played two of their better games recently in the last two.
Oh,
And so you wonder, but this is longer term than 2 or 3 games. This has to be fixed. This has to be remedied so the whole organization can start going in the right direction.
were you surprised that Pietrangelo out of Vegas said he's not going to play for Canada at the Four Nations, but he keeps playing? Like, I think he played 25 minutes last game. Drew Doughty's playing his opener tonight. Chris Tanev's there, so there's some good guys that can come in and replace him. But, again, it's always Vegas with the injuries and the guys. But anyways, your thoughts on Pietrangelo not playing for Canada, but he keeps still playing for Vegas.
Well, last I checked, Bill Foley's signing the checks.
Yep.
And you know, Alex Pietrangelo, who is as good a player as you're going to find, and quite frankly, I believe as good a person as you're going to find, knows that he has to be ready for March and April and, you know, in his mind, May and June for the Golden Knights. I'm surprised that it has occurred now, simply because I would have thought that if that was the case, it would have happened when the team was named. And he said, you know, I fully named, because he was one of the original 6, right? So you say, listen, I'm not ready. Perhaps he thought he was going to be ready and could play, but in the end, at a certain point, you have to make a decision. And that decision was he's got to play for the Golden Knights before he plays in Canada. And I don't have a problem with that. I think it gives an opportunity for Hockey Canada and the Brain Trust to look at a few names. I would add Mackenzie Weegar to your list, Rick. I think he's been very good this year. Obviously, Drew Doughty coming into form now raises an eyebrow here or there, but I would think it won't be Doughty, in that the players that are going to be playing in this tournament really are in full form, and Doughty's going to take a while to be ready. We actually had Doug Armstrong on the podcast this morning. It'll be out soon. And that was one of the questions we asked. Where do you think Don Sweeney and everybody, where do you think their mindset is of picking a guy? And Doug kind of let us to understand that they're going to wait as long as possible to find that name to add to Canada.
One more, John. Rick mentioned Travis Green. I know you had him on 100% hockey recently. Is he a strong Jack Adams candidate?
Well, I can think of 2 guys that are higher on the list. I think Scott Arniel and Spencer Carberry have to be on that list. So those are 2. And all of us, Dean Evason's there. But, you know, Dean and Travis, their teams are going to fight for the same spot in the playoffs. Travis has done a very good job there. And he's got a pretty good team when you consider the goaltending woes they've had during the season. They seem to be going in the right direction. So if you wanted to give me a third name beyond the 2 that I gave you, and it was Travis Green, I wouldn't have a disagreement.
John, I'm getting the signals from Ryan. We got to wrap it up. He wants to do his segment next segment. Right.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna sit and watch. Apparently, this baseball thing is just so good. It's got to be.
It better be. If we have time, we'll fit it in. You know how it goes.
Cheers, boys.
You bet.
All right.
Thanks so much.